Hello and welcome to the Argus Solutions Forum, a webinar where we will be exploring the Argus video platform, its components, features, and capabilities. In this first session, we are going to be doing an overview where we will explore the three components of the Argus video platform. Further sessions will dive deep into the different aspects we will only be glancing over today. But with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we explore the Argus video platform. Now, the Argus video platform is made up of three components: Argus body-worn camera, Argus in-car video, and Argus Data Vault, our evidence management platform. First, we're going to explore the Argus body-worn camera. So, what is the Argus body-worn camera? Well, it is a camera, first and foremost. The resolution is 1080p to 480p. This is configurable. I want to stop here for a moment and talk about the configurability of the Argus video platform. This is, without a doubt, one of the key aspects of this video platform. Everything is configurable. We want to enforce that you have the ability to make this platform the best possible solution for your department. Configure it to your policies and practices, even down to the resolution of the camera. Now, talking about the resolution specifically, this will affect the battery life. If you want a lower resolution, you will get longer battery. Now, the field of view is 130 degrees, which is close to the 138, 140 degrees of the human eye. It is very important to us that your officers, what is captured by them, is what they actually see. That is why we do not have an infrared camera in here. That being said, we do get great low light pickup of video. The battery is about 400 milliampere meters, 4,000 milliampere meters. What does that mean? That means you get about 500 charges out of a battery. The recording time is 10 to 12 hours per battery if pre-event is not turned on. What is pre-event? Well, this allows you to capture 30 seconds to 2 minutes of video before recording is started. If pre-event is configured, you get around 8 hours of battery life. When that battery is out, the charge time takes about 4 hours. We do have different models of Argus body-worn camera. One of them is being the 4G LTE model. This allows your department to get a SIM card, put it in the Argus body-worn camera, and connect to it at any time from the Argus Data Vault at the department. How could this be used? Well, first and foremost, we have an SOS alarm that an officer can activate on the body-worn camera, sending a signal back to the department where they could see, oh, wow, what is up with one of our officers? They are calling for assistance. At the same time, the department can also live stream from the body-worn camera if the officer has it on. The officer will be notified that it is being live streamed. Furthermore, there is a live map feature within Argus Data Vault that leverages the 4G capabilities so that someone back at the department would be able to see where all officers with active body-worn cameras are at a given time. Now, that is our 4G model. The 4G model and our standard model both come with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, and NFC, near field communication. This is how an officer would connect their body-worn camera to the Argus in-car video. The storage on these devices are 64 gigabytes encrypted micro SD. You're not going to get this out of there. It is encrypted, and your data that is stored on this micro SD is safe. There are 4 mics on the Argus body-worn camera. 2 are focused on voice removal for our voice activation. And last, certifications. This device is IP67 and military standard 810G certified. This is a rugged device and can take whatever your department will throw at it. Obviously, we see the front picture on the left. That is the standard record button. It can be configured to be clicked once or twice to start a recording. There are other buttons on the Argus body-worn camera. The power button, long press, power on off, single click to wake the device will go to sleep if it's not actively being used. there is a mark button. A single click allows an officer to bookmark the recording. This is important when you have long, say 1, 2, 3 hour recordings. Many things can happen, and officer doesn't always have the time to sit down and go, okay, this is how long it's been going, or just reviewing and dragging through and trying to find certain parts. The officer, all they have to do is click and mark a certain location of that recording. When they go back to review, they will easily be able to see these bookmarks. If you hold and press the mark button, this sends out an SOS alert if you have the 4G model, which will notify the department of the officer in need. On the other side, we have the multifunction button. This allows the officer to mute or unmute the audio of the device. Audio recording is configurable for the body-worn camera to set if you want audio to start automatically or if you want audio to be muted automatically. This is particularly important when considering pre-event recordings. Again, as with many aspects of Argus video platform, it is configurable. If you were to long press the function button, this would enable Wi-Fi mode. This is how you can connect a phone to be able to review video. We will talk about that here in a bit. If you were to long press the marksman and function button together, you would enable stealth mode. What is stealth mode? Exactly what it sounds like. If you go into stealth mode, you can be recording, you can be notified by vibrations, but nothing else would show anyone looking at you that the camera is even turned on. There will be no lights, no sounds, nothing. This is stealth mode. You can still start a recording. If you are recording, the recording will continue. Nothing else changes other than there is no visible indications that you are recording. I've mentioned before that there are different ways to activate a recording. The front button, as I said, can be configured to 1 or 2 presses. The important thing to note about the front button, that to stop a recording, you have to hold that button down. No matter how you activate a recording, the only way to stop one is to hold down that front button. AI-based voice commands allows an officer, if configured, to say such things as drop the, put the, stop, and a recording will activate. This can be configured by your department. Officer down and running is based off of a quick movement detection. The body-worn camera will notice if an officer all of a sudden starts moving much faster for a certain period of time, as well as goes prone. This will begin a recording. We also have a smart holster module that can be attached outside of a holster and detect when a weapon is withdrawn. In that case, Argus body-worn camera will start recording. The body-worn camera proximity alarm rests upon officers being next to each other and one officer starting to record. In this instance, all other body-worn cameras within a certain proximity will also begin recording. This is a great tool in instances where there are numerous officers at a scene and one begins the camera. In review of that event, there will be multiple angles and multiple videos capturing the event itself. This can also be used with Argus in-car video with the in-car video bidirectional alarm. It is the same process. If, for example, an officer turns the lights on in their car and the in-car video is set to start recording when lights are turned on, this will also start the body-worn camera to start recording. In the event that this is a traffic stop, the officer now has numerous angles from the beginning to the end of that interaction in that traffic stop. To start recording, or the time to start recording, from powered off with the Argus body-worn camera is about 30 seconds. On standby, just 1 second. On the top of the body-worn camera, we have the LCD screen. We can see here 2 examples of the LCD screen. First, let's talk about the status indicators. Those are on the top of the LCD screen. 4G, Wi-Fi, network connectivity, GPS, and then a battery percentage and bar with a little lightning bolt if it is charging. If we look at the example on the right, you see ST0000. This is just an example. This is where you have the associated officer's name, badge number, whatever your department decides to put on there. This is really nice when there are multiple devices being charged in one of our multi-docks. The officer's always going to know which device is theirs and which device is not, because their name or badge number is going to be right on the top of that device. Now, the example on the left is a body-worn camera in use. Live means that someone at the department through the Argus data vault is watching the recording live. When you see a camera in the center of the LCD, that means that a recording is happening. The lines in this one show that started by AI-based voice commands started the recording. If this was an officer down, it would show an officer falling. If this was due to the smart holster module, there would be a little gun in the center. To the right, we see a microphone with a cross through it. This means that audio is muted. If audio was unmuted, you would just see the microphone. Now, with anything that Kustom Signals design, particularly on our video platform, we truly do consider officer safety. The majority, almost everything I've just talked about, started with the idea of officer safety at the forefront, from the AI-based voice activation, the event detection, having 4G, LTE options available is for officer safety. The last thing I want to note is the live swap capable battery. If you are recording and you've gone a long shift and you need to switch that battery, you do not have to stop the recording. There is an internal battery that will run for 2 to 3 minutes and allow the officer to take the back off, put in a new battery, and put the back on, and never once stop recording. That is our live swap capable functionality. Now, that has been a lot of information about the body-worn camera, and now we need to talk about its accessories. Obviously, we have our Argus multi-dock, as I mentioned, and then our Argus single dock. The multi-dock allows up to 6 Argus body-worn cameras as well as 6 batteries to be charging at a single time. This could be set up to also upload the videos to our evidence manager platform, Argus Data Vault. The Argus single dock can be set on a desk, taken home, also mounted in a vehicle. We have cords that will connect to the vehicle to be able to charge. It can also be set up to upload videos as well. We have an option of the Peter Jones Click Fast stud. This will go on the back above the battery, and different mounts, if you already have Peter Jones Click Fast mounts, they will work with this Click Fast stud. And finally, this is our smart holster module that I mentioned before that can be attached to the outside of a holster. We also have a companion app called Argus Insight. This can work on Android and Apple phones and can be found in the Play Store as well as the Apple Store. What this allows an officer to do is to review videos directly from their body-worn camera before they go and upload them to Argus Data Vault. An important thing to note here is that the phone itself is not downloading any information from the Argus body-worn camera. All the phone is a monitor playing the video that is stored on the Argus body-worn camera. You connect through enabling Wi-Fi mode on Argus body-worn camera, sign in, and then can review these videos. From here, you can add a title, you can add a classification, which will have separate retention policies. You can look at all of the bookmarks that were taken with the mark button, add bookmarks, and add descriptions and details to them. Once the body-worn camera is put in a dock connected to the network to upload the videos, all this information will be included. From our beta testers to those currently using the Argus video platform, they have said this can save upwards of an hour of time a shift, as the officer does not have to be at the department to start adding classifications and details to videos. With that, we are ready to move on from Argus body-worn camera to Argus in-car video. The Argus in-car video is made up of a couple different components. First and foremost, we have the HD dual camera. This is a wide-angle lens at 130 degrees field of view with a telephoto lens beneath it at 46 degrees field of view. What's very unique about this telephoto lens is it can be turned angled 25 degrees in each direction. This allows an officer, if they are, say, at a traffic stop and has their car at an angle, they can move that telephoto lens to the direction they want to add a different field of view. We also have an HD interior camera. This is our camera with a high-powered infrared LED. The importance of this is for such instances as night transport. The back of a cage can be recorded. It has a wide-angle lens at 165 degrees field of view. This can be mounted on the side of the car. It can be mounted in the center. This is whatever your department decides, and when our technicians come out to install these cameras, you can talk with them and figure out what best works for you. This also comes into play with the tablet monitor controller. This can be mounted at the top. We have different mounts that can be set up in the console to attach this. Now, the tablet monitor controller is an extremely sleek device. It is Android powered with our own ground up built operating system, as well as a touchscreen with digital controls. There are buttons on the side, but we find that the digital controls are very responsive on this very sleek tablet monitor controller. The Argus MDVR, this can be put wherever in the vehicle you want. It doesn't need to be accessed. It is just the brains of the system. Anything you do on here, you can do on the tablet monitor controller. Note that this is where the removable SSD is. You can see a lock above it, so this can be locked in and the keys can be kept elsewhere. And last but not least is the in-car video one-touch controller. This can be set anywhere that the officer or your department likes within the vehicle so that the officer can quickly record, stop, or mute a recording. This is where the near-field communication aspect of Argus body-worn camera comes into play. This is how you pair an Argus body-worn camera to an Argus in-car video. You take the Argus body-worn camera and hover it above the in-car video controller for about 2 to 3 seconds. There will be an audible beep and a vibration. This means that that body-worn camera is now associated with this Argus in-car video. When videos are uploaded from Argus body-worn camera or Argus in-car video, they will now be associated with that officer and together. If an officer would to switch cars or another officer would join this car, all they would have to do is take their Argus body-worn camera, hold it above the in-car video controller, and now they will be paired and will be associated with their account. This is a very easy and slick way to make sure that all videos are associated with the right officer, even when sharing vehicles. As with Argus body-worn camera, we are very concerned with officer safety. The Argus in-car video can support up to 4 camera feeds, so you can have the field of view where it matters the most. As we discussed, we have the HD dual camera with wide angle and telephoto, the HD interior camera, and what I really want to mention is that out of the box, Kustom Signals radar, specifically the Eagle 3 and Raptor, can be connected to the Argus in-car video with one cord. This allows an officer to have, for example, a traffic violation based on speed to be fully recorded. Video, the speed detected, top to bottom, the entire interaction can be recorded and detailed and created in a case in the Argus data vault. Now, I've mentioned it to the meat of it, Argus Data Vault, our evidence management platform. Here we are looking at the homepage of Argus Data Vault. I like to start with this because this is a great way for an officer, a supervisor, a chief to see what their videos are. For an officer, if you would like, again, everything is customizable, they can only see their videos. Right here, this would tell them how many pieces of evidence they have taken on a certain day. Bottom left is broken down into evidence classifications. We can look right here, we can see that 13% is traffic stops, but 50% is unclassified. This can tell an officer, hey, you need to get in here and classify your videos. This is great for a supervisor or chief because they can see the entire collection of evidence and what are the major trends in their department, what days they are seeing certain classifications, having issues, etc. The Argus Data Vault is a full web browser-based evidence management system. Depending on the option of how we deploy this, if it's local, any computer within the department's network or connected to that network will be able to access Argus Data Vault by using the web browser of their choice, be it Firefox, Edge, or Chrome. They just have to put the web address in and sign into their account. If using our cloud-based platform, then there are more options of locations where an officer, chief, supervisor can access Argus Data Vault. With the 4G option of the Argus body-worn camera, this is where one can view device alerts, officer locations, or live stream. We also have facial redaction built in to Argus Data Vault. One touch, it is that simple, and I'm happy to demonstrate that in a demo or one of our further down Argus Solution Forum sessions. We have secure evidence storage with full chain of custody. This is very important to us as we know it is to your department. We have quick and easily produced evidence reports with full chain of custody from the start of the device to record activation to who has accessed it and what has been done when stored on Argus Data Vault. You can also easily and securely share evidence either through email while setting a certain time of how long that evidence is available for, or you can download the encrypted video or MP4 video if you choose. As I mentioned, we have our local and cloud hosting solutions. This is based on what your department wants the most. If you want to have that evidence on a local server, we will come out and set up that network for you, the storage, as well as servers, so you have that in your department, or we can go with a cloud hosted solution which comes with many different options, from not having a set size, it will scale, you will never run out of space, as well as access to Argus Data Vault and evidence outside of the department. Well, that has been a lot of information. Thank you so much for joining us for the first session of the Argus Solutions Forum webinar. Right now on the left, this is our link and QR code to our site for the Argus video platform. On the right, this is where you can schedule a demo. Like I said, we've thrown a lot of information at you. If you would like to go through this a little more in depth, have those questions, please feel free to go to this link and schedule a demo, and we are happy, more than happy to do that for you. With that, again, thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to talking more with you about the Argus video platform.